Assalamu alaikum. It is my great pleasure to be here tonight, to be out of Washington and here with you to celebrate Ramadan. Let me take a moment to recognize Wahid for his gracious invitation, for his friendship, and for the invitation to join you tonight, and for a very nice introduction. He delivered it just as I wrote it for him, so that's not true. He did that on the sentence. Let me say to the Imam, I very much appreciate your message. I hope that, inshallah, it will fall on the ears of others as well. It would be very welcome. To all of the Imams, to the Rabbi, to the Christians who are here, to our county executive, our sheriff, to your distinguished mayor, and to the entire Muslim community from Bergen County's 3 Islamic centers. Let me acknowledge and thank them for establishing the Eid Committee. The work that you are doing not only to meet the needs of an increasing Muslim population in our region, but to coordinate more and more events like this one, continues to unite us rather than allow misconceptions and misunderstandings to divide us. So thank you, shukran, for the good work that you do. I look forward to participating in many more events in the Muslim community during the coming year that promote a greater understanding and appreciation of what we share as a community, what we share as Americans. I'm very honored to be invited to the evening meal as you begin the Islamic holy month of Ramadan. I know that in the month of Ramadan, fasting is intended to teach patience. It is intended to promote humility. It is the essence of spirituality in Islam. Ramadan is a time when we ask for forgiveness for sins. It is a time for reflection. And this year, looking at the Arab awakening, the Arab Spring in the Middle East, we have much upon which to reflect. It's also a time in the Muslim calendar to pray for guidance and refrain from evils, a time for self-restraint, and a time for good deeds. Since I came last year to the Ramadan dinner with you, much has changed in the world. This has been an extraordinary year in world history, a tectonic shift in the politics of the Middle East. We've watched in country after country, young Muslims, old Muslims, women and children, standing fearlessly against the odds to acknowledge that governments should reflect the will of the people. And frankly tonight, as we break the fast, none of us knows where this will all end. We are not sure who the new leaders in the region will be, or what new governments will form in the Muslim world. What we do know is that the will of the people will be heard, and a new era is arising for all Muslims across the Middle East and North Africa. As a member of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, I believe the new governments that emerge in the region must serve as a guide for political reform and for peace and economic opportunity during this transitional period. Having said that, it is for the United States' interest for there to be a steady, sure transition to democracy. One of our fundamental beliefs as Americans is not only that democracy and personal freedom are fundamental rights, but that they lead to political and economic stability because they allow people to control their destinies and pursue opportunity. Most importantly, we all recognize that extremism, wherever it may be, whether abroad or here in America, is most often bred by disenfranchisement. The new governments that form in the Muslim world, by ensuring an inclusive electoral process, will lay the groundwork for a stable future that reflects the will and the views of diverse populations. The strength of our commitment to democratic reform and to humanitarian policies is being tested, but clearly the world is watching. From Tunisia to Egypt, Bahrain to Yemen, Jordan to Libya to Syria, events in the Middle East are changing the future of the region and the geopolitics of the world. We are moving towards a new era in which free men and women everywhere choose their governments in fair and free elections. Now, democracy will take time. It will be a messy process. We will not always be able to predict the results. But I share your hope that it will be a result determined not by the will of one despot, one dictator, one party, or one monarch, but by the people through their free expression of belief and opinion and freedom of choice at the ballot box. What I do know, what we can clearly see, and what we celebrate together this evening is a strengthening of the relationships between the Islamic community and the New Jersey community as a whole, and the closing of a perceived cultural gap. I look with enormous pride at what Muslims in New Jersey have been doing in professions, in the fields of medicine, in law, in science, in a population that is young and promising for the future, in the entrepreneurial spirit that exists in the Muslim community, and I think about how they have enriched New Jersey. One day soon, perhaps when we celebrate Ramadan 2012, a new dawn of freedom and democracy will have risen across the Muslim world, and the bond between Muslims and non-Muslims here in New Jersey will be made even stronger. The simple fact is that when we step back and look at it, we realize the values we celebrate during Ramadan: patience, humility, spirituality, forgiveness, and self-restraint are values and ideals we all share, all of us. Values that unite humanity, no matter our faith, our ethnic background, our heritage. In effect, a better understanding and appreciation of the tenets of Ramadan would serve only to show how closely we are united as a community, all of us with common concerns and shared values. I'm pleased to be here tonight in furtherance of that understanding and appreciation, and to say that here in New Jersey, we are one people, perhaps of different faith and different backgrounds, but we are destined to share a single spirit of community, each of us working together for the betterment of all of us. Inshallah.